put myself a part of the screen so you can see who I am. And ladies and gentlemen, she's the hardest working lady I know. And here she is live and in living color on the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show. I'm talking about the one and only. How you doing?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Welcome to the show. It's been a
Thank
minute,
you.
a couple of years, maybe
It
3.
has been a while, a very
Yeah.
long time since we've done
Yes.
this. So thank you for having me again.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And today we're talking mostly about your entrepreneurship and the things that you're doing. And like I said, is just want to get the people to get to know who you are, and you can tell them a little bit about yourself, and then we can go on from there.
All right, sounds good. Well, again, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate this, your time and what you're doing for the community. So kudos, and I tip my hat to you, sir.
No doubt.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sharae Stephen. I am the owner, curator, and creator of Plush Thriftique. It is a resale store that I created it's been about a year now. And it came out of initially as a child, we were going to thrift stores and I hated it at that time because, it's like, oh, you're poor, you don't have this, you don't have that. So
Mhm.
it kind of left us a little trauma. But even during those younger days, and even though we had to do it, I still had an eye for fashion and making my outfits work. And it just kind of has grown with me through the years. And so I've noticed that a lot of women who are on the curvier side, or plush, as I call us,
Uh-huh.
were having hard times finding things, in the thrift store, or things that they thought weren't cute or whatever the case. So I made it my mission to curate a collection for, curvy and plus size women, as I've grown older, and now as a grown adult. Thrifting is my passion. I love to do it. I love to style, and I love to bless others, by making sure that they're able to receive quality, items that are in extended sizes at affordable prices. So that's my origin story of how it came to be. It's been a long journey.
Hmm.
It's been hard, but it's something that I love. And so I've just been walking it and stepping in it, and it's been working out so far. So I'm very grateful, you know,
Yeah,
that
that's
I listened to myself and
no
did what I
doubt,
wanted to do.
because God don't make no mistakes.
Right.
So when He give us something, a purpose in life, regardless of other people always, trying to say, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't do that," or "Girl, that ain't you," or stuff of that nature. But
Right.
God gives us the incentive. We're born with gifts. So whatever gifts we're born with, we have to use them when they speak to us, and regardless of the naysayers and all the other people in the background. Because I think this is on this right here is on your page. Could you elaborate on that right there?
Yeah, because this was something that I had to do because I actually wanted to start a long time ago, but I just kept putting it off. Like, dang, what if it fails, or nobody wants it, or I'm not received? So all these things that I told myself as to why I couldn't do it, and so sometimes you do have to say, you know what, all that negative talk, just shut it up, and follow your heart, and listen to God, and think positive. I think that's how, honestly and truly, I've been able to get through, because I really think positively. I'm not focusing on negative things. I don't like drama and negativity around me. I'm very protective of my space and my energy. And it's helped me to stay out of that dark place. And, that little devil on your shoulder telling you can't, you shouldn't, you won't, they won't like you, and all of that.
Uh-huh.
You got to be able to pluck them off and, do what you need to do. So it is a lot of self-talk, because your mind can play tricks on you. The enemy will play tricks on you, and so
Hmm.
you got to tell them to shut up and sit down. I got this. God got me. So
You know,
that's what that meant for me.
yeah, that's no question, because we all uh, we all want to do something positive,
Hmm.
but the enemy will tell you not to do something, but he'll tell you something to do something negative.
Oh yeah,
This is,
quickly,
you,
quickly,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So this is the
And
thing we have in
anything
our
that would
community.
give God glory, He's going to try to stop that instantly. So I
Right.
feel like the more you feel like you're being pushed not to do something, or you feel like the attacks are greater, that means
Hmm.
you just need to go even harder, because on the other side of that is your blessing and the glory. So, yeah, anytime you're on the right path and the opposition is coming at you, that just means full steam ahead, because he doesn't want you to get to, the final destination of your glory and what your purpose to be. So
Mhm.
I had to learn that the hard way too, because it gets hard. I'm not gonna lie, it gets hard, but you have to just be stronger in your beliefs and your faith to overcome it.
No question. Well, if it was easy, then everybody would be doing it.
Everybody would do it, right? We
Yeah,
would all be at the top right now.
no doubt. Everybody be out there with a bag. Hey, look,
Right.
this is why we in our community, we hate on each other, because you're selling clothes at your place. Somebody that's trying to do the same thing, gonna hate against you. Like, okay, we both can have the same shop,
Right.
but that doesn't mean that the person who'll come in your shop is gonna spend all the money in your place.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
if that was the case, why do we ride around from different stores and different restaurants every week?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't hating no McDonald's, you ain't heard no Burger King, you know.
They're right.
So when we get something, instead of then celebrating, we want to diminish diminish the ability to create something.
Mm-hmm.
I never been like that, so I don't know. I always try to help. I mean, ever since I was a child, I always been helping people and
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's kind of natural to me, because we are told to help one. The Bible say, help one another,
Mm-hmm.
because no man is an island unto himself,
Right.
or a woman. You're not an island unto you. If you was an island unto yourself, then you can say, hey, I got all this, and ain't nobody else here but me.
Right.
But when you in the community, or hood, should I say, because to me, we don't break down the word community. There is no unity in the community now, because community really, to me, because see, the words of the English language, it plays on our subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say community, when do you ever hear the word community? That's when you go to church.
Mm-hmm. Right.
In church, you are a community,
Mm-hmm.
because on first Sundays you take commune. And to me, it's all in that effort to understand that all praises belong to God and all
Right.
things come through him. So if most of the people that lay, a lot of young people not even in church. So you can say community. That's why they turn it up. They don't know that, hey, wait a minute, this
Yeah.
is where I
They don't
stay.
understand. Yeah, they don't understand the power of it. And that's why I think, and I mean, there are people, and I have been very intentional about, networking with people who have the same mindset, because
Mhm.
that's what it takes. It does take iron to sharp iron, and you know what I mean? Each one to teach one. And so there actually are a lot of people who do understand community and want to help improve the community. But
Right.
it's just, putting yourself in those spaces and places to connect. And then you may find in those spaces, sometimes there are people who want to be the chief of the community, and if they're not the big name, or the the
Yeah.
event, and so the, people are people. I
Uh-huh.
found there's always going to be that person who wants to be that person. But to me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, how high you are, how low, how much you have, how much you don't have. Everybody can contribute to making our community, or let's say, in trying to enforce unity in our
Mhm.
communities, because
Okay.
that's what it's going to take. Like, we can't do it alone. I mean, even
Right.
five of us, we can, make a difference, but we still can't do it alone. It has to be a collective. And
Yeah.
so, as I've been moving along in my entrepreneurship, I've been kind of locking arms with other women and organizations who have that same mindset. And I
Okay.
do see there is a tide changing, even though it's kind of slow, and it's going to be a long process, because it's been a lot of years and a long process of it being broken. So it's going to take, that much time, or even longer, for mindsets to change, or for it to come together.
Mhm.
But I do see there are things happening. And there's enough space out here for us all. There's enough dollars floating around for us all. And so there's no need to hate on somebody, or want to push somebody down, or stop their dreams. I feel like if my sister's winning, then she could pull me up to help her win. I'm going to lean down to pull the next person up. And so that's, like you said, it's not strange to me. But
Right.
there are a lot of people who don't see that. So we have to do our work to change the mindsets and to be the examples, because a lot of people
Mhm.
don't have examples of people who care, about them or what they're doing. So, that's also important for them to see what we're speaking about and what they, want to be.
Yeah. And not getting off track or, cutting across you. Where's your shop located? So, we get to
Right
start.
now I'm transitioning. I'm looking for a new location. I was in Norfolk off of 25th Street. So right now
Okay.
I'm just doing live sales. Actually, I'll be part of a live sale later today on Instagram. I'll be
Mm.
posting that later. So selling right now. I do have a space that if anybody wants to come to, they can set an appointment with me and shop. But I am still looking for my new location, and I'm praying to God and working for my storefront. So we going in on that. Just keep doing my work until it happens. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, if
Yeah.
anybody wants to shop with me, they can DM me, send me a text, call, whatever, and you can come look at the plush pieces anytime.
Okay. Okay. Well, I didn't want to get too far in the conversation and don't get that out there because we
Yeah,
have
'cause
to
that's
mention,
important too. Yeah, that's real important. Now
yeah,
come see.
mention it two or three times and you know, and you have sizes for everybody.
I do. Yeah, like I said, I have been just focusing on like size 12 and up, and I try to go up as far as I can because I know there are a
Mhm.
lot of women who may fall into the 2x, 3x, 4x category that have a hard time. So I try to find as many sizes as I can, but a lot of people have been saying, Sharae, you need to have our sizes too. You need to carry our sizes. And so I have been including sizes for everybody. So when I do relaunch, or I do have pieces now for everybody, but when I do relaunch, it is
Mhm.
going to be, a store that's going to be all inclusive with all sizes, but with
Mhm.
the main focus on my curvy ladies.
All right, all right, all right. You know,
Oh,
you
that's one of
know.
my style. Oh yeah, I like to do style hacks. Yeah, y'all gotta check me out on Instagram and Facebook. I do a lot of videos, putting outfits together and styling and hacking and thrifting. So if you're interested, or check me out. If you want to go thrifting, or you have a
Mhm.
small budget, you want to get help with getting some clothes, let me know, because that's what I love to do, is making those dollars stretch and making you look good while doing so. So.
Yeah. That's important. We have to, as they say, teach one, you know,
Hmm.
everybody, have to come together and stop the, sitting on the sideline because
Right.
it's important for us to be able to make sure that someone make it, you
Hmm.
know. It's a teamwork. And like in businesses, like most people don't understand when you open up a business in the black community, these are in books, there's nothing that's hidden. The first 3 years of a black person that goes open up a business, they have to surpass 3 years when they first open.
Hmm.
It may not be no profit. You just might break even. But if you pass the 3 years, the fourth years is when you really look at making a profit in business.
Right.
Some people are blessed because they have a little bit more help and might have a little bit more capital to work with.
Hmm.
And and that's the key point. Sometimes we scraping the bottom of the barrel. I ain't gonna call no names. I ain't gonna call no names, but hey, when you're there, you're there. But you're not. You never know. See, the thing is about how God works. He doesn't come when we want him, but he's always on time.
Always on time.
Always. I've been working on projects for years. People telling me, man, especially with my comic book series and stuff that
Hmm.
I do. People like, man, you need to give up on that. You just wasting your money and your time. Ain't nobody, but it's my money and my time,
Right.
So whenever we open up something, it can be family, it can be your brother, sister, it can be whoever.
Hmm.
Some of them just don't want you to win.
Yeah.
And that's the voice in the head, like, yo, no, you need to go ahead and give up. But you look at somebody else doing the same thing or trying to accomplish something, and they
Hmm.
stuck to it, and you're like, darn, they made it. If I'd have stuck to my dream,
Right.
if I'd have stuck to my vision, I would have probably been in this same place. But
Exactly.
But we get that negative. That's why the Bible says your tongue is like a double-edged sword. You
Yes, it
speak
is.
life or you speak death. So
Yes.
if you ain't speaking life over your own self, I ain't got time to listen. I don't listen to other people. Soon as I get to, because I don't like to argue.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I don't like to say negative things about myself or anybody else.
Right.
And you can feel that energy when it comes on, because when somebody tells you to give up on something, you ain't gonna never make it, yet your spirit changes.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
all of a sudden you like, I want to go to war. I want to
Mm-hmm.
punch. I want to fight. All I'm gonna do is click, click. We ain't talking no more. I don't care who you is, brother, sister, whoever, because
Yeah.
my mom always taught me and showed me things to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I know. When I first got a job, it was I was clean. My aunts and them, they would pay me to come over their house and help wax the floors, strip the floors, and buff them and hang curtains. And ain't nothing I can't do, because that's the way I was brought up.
Right.
And I get money. They would pay me. I said, I ain't charging nothing. They said, no, that ain't the reason. I didn't need you to come over here and help me for free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making so you can have some money in your pocket.
Right.
My cousins, I would cook at 13 or 14. I was cooking for my cousin. When he get off work, he'll give me the key to his house. Say, come over and cook me, dinner on these days, because I'll be late getting off, so I can have dinner when I come home. And then when he get paid, he give me like $20, $25.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, hey, I like this. Then I got a newspaper route. And the guy said, hey, well, the only way you can get paid if you get new subscribers, or you got to collect from the people you got on your books. If
Mm-hmm.
they don't pay you, then take them off, because you can't make no money and we lose money. So I
Right.
did take a few off, but some of them like, yeah, give me the next week, and I go by 2 weeks later and they got $4 or $5. 10 paper on but 12 cents, you know.
Yeah.
But it's the thing is, I didn't want to give up.
Right.
And when I try to help people, to show them that if we're working together, it's not about me, it's really about
Mm-hmm.
you. So I understand when you open up your shop, you had a vision, and nobody can see your vision. You can't see what God gives somebody,
Right.
but the enemy can. The enemy go like, yo, don't go over there. You
Uh-huh.
you, you can get that down the street for 50 cents less. But let's see, down the street might be 4 or 5 miles. Gas is like $2 or $3. I could have bought it here and saved the money on gas.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely have to exercise wisdom. It's funny you brought up time, because, like I said, when I started, I had wanted to do this for a long time, and I was just sitting on this chair right across from me watching TV, and
Mhm.
something said, "Get up, go put some clothes on, and take pictures." And it was in my spirit so heavy, I just had to do it. And so I followed the instruction. I took some pictures. I created a page. I think I did a Depop,
Uh,
posted some stuff on it. I did a Poshmark, and I was like, if I don't get a sale in 30 days, then I'm quitting. It's over. I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm waiting and waiting, getting more discouraged. And it's like this is a true story, day 27, 28, somebody went on and bought like 5 items. So I was like, oh, just in the nick of time. Is this you, lot? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And so it's like you really can't put a time limit, and you can't give up, because there are going to be moments where you feel like it.
Mhm.
It just, that's just part of the nature of being an entrepreneur. There are going to be moments and times where it just seems like it's going to be too hard. You don't know how you're going to, get the money for this, who's going to come, there's going to be all of these questions. But like you said, if you stop too early, you'll never get the answers.
Yeah.
You'll never get the glory. You'll never find out how hard, how far you will go. Because like I said, when I started my thing a year ago, I didn't know what was going to happen. I've been ready to give up a few times, but I've done about um 3 or 4 pop-up shops. I have like a little over 1,100 followers on Instagram, come up on 1,000 on Facebook. And to me, this is a big deal. When I reached my first 100, I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And so just when you keep walking in it, it's gonna bring the things that you need to continue to walk in it. And
Yeah,
so like you said, don't give up, because God's timing is always perfect, always right on time. Because He knew at that 30-day mark I would have been destroyed, you
no
know.
question.
But He came in right in the nick of time and renewed, my passion and purpose, and let me know this is what you need to be doing, daughter. Don't give up. And so ever since then, it's like no matter what, I'm gonna just keep going.
Yeah, yeah, because that's the only way to go is
Yeah.
to keep going.
Yeah, so if I
It's
would have still been sitting in that chair, we wouldn't be here talking about, what I've done. I wouldn't have been doing pop-up and live sales. I would have still been sitting there. So
mhm.
you got to take the step.
If you don't, nobody else ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
Mm-mm. And you're going to
You know?
regret it. You'll sit around upset, mad. And who can you be mad at that point? Just yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm just putting these pictures up because I want people to, get other information. Like these are your hashtags.
Yes.
How do they work? So for the people that may not know what hashtags are, you know.
So this is like if you're not on Instagram or Facebook, hashtag is kind of like the attention grabber for whatever your niche or your purpose is. So like for me, Plush Thriftique, so somebody's looking for plus size stuff, that hashtag should come up. If you're looking for, somebody with us, because I kind of changed my hashtags, but if you're looking for
Mhm.
I'm on Poshmark. So anybody who's on Poshmark, my information will come up. So it's just like the little attention grab to let people kind of know offhand, what market you're in and what you offer. So like plus size, sustainable, vintage, things like that are my hashtag to let people know, this is my brand. And if that's what you're looking for,
Mhm.
you can find it with me. So.
Okay. So, it's Christmas, it's next week. You
Mm-hmm.
got any specials going on? You know how we are. Everybody
Yeah,
looking
and
for.
actually, I was gonna put something. I want to do a giveaway because like I said, I have been wanting to do my business for a long time. So I have been preparing, even though I had no idea when I was going to start. I had ordered boxes from UPS like 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
I've been collecting clothes and stuff, all this time. So I've been doing steps in preparation, not really knowing if forever I was going to, but just taking those little steps, always was my reminder to keep on trucking along. And so I have an overstock of inventory at this point. It's ridiculous. Like my husband, he's so over me and my clothes. Like it's a lot. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I think I'm going to be doing three: a 10-piece plush piece giveaway box and two 5 pieces.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to put it out and how people can win. But that's how I want to bless people, is just having this giveaway so they can get some of these items before Christmas. Like I said, my prices are very, very affordable. I hope to do a live sale before Christmas, but got a lot of things going on right now. But I do have a live sale going on today. Like I said, if anybody wants to find out what time or when, just follow me in my socials. But I will be doing the holiday giveaway soon.
Oh, okay. Well, it's always good to give away, boy. As they say, it's more blessed to give, but it's also more blessed to receive. So if y'all receive that, that she has abundance, it's best if you got a lot of people in your family and you don't want to go out there and throw the whole bag at these Amazon and all these
Right.
other superstores. Hey, holler at your girl, you
Oh
know.
yeah, definitely. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's pocket, because I understand. Times we were in the grocery store yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I just couldn't believe how much things are just creeping up. I think like a bottle of ketchup was like $5. And
What?
I'm like, you gotta decide now, do I turn on my lights or do I eat? So there's
Yeah,
a lot of real life survival decisions people have to make.
yeah.
And so I understand. I'm not one of these people, and I don't knock anybody's hustle, because there is a population who does, thrifting and reselling, but they sell things that are quite valuable at, higher prices. that's not my ministry. I want to be able to bless people who, are more likely thrifting for a reason, who are looking for the discount, who are looking to save $1. So,
Mhm.
that's why, my ministry is offering, nice quality brand name things at reasonable, affordable prices.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's what the best of the 757 is trying to render under to people out here in the community that's trying to do things. I try to bring people on that's looking to do something, and trying to build their brand and their name. And because it is Christmas, and
Right.
that's Culture by LE. She's watching today. She said absolutely. Um,
Hey, how you doing?
so like I tell people, we have people that will show up and be part of the live broadcast, but once this broadcast go off, there's other people that watch it as well.
Hmm.
So I always try to keep it so that we can move in an area that can make sure that people want to send a shout out to Mr. Norman, who's
Hello, all.
who's watching. So, men's, if y'all are watching, you got, some wives, some daughters, and your budget's stretching real tight for this year, because the government ain't getting no bag up.
Yeah.
You know, only thing the
Nah,
government is
that money
giving,
gone.
yeah, the government is giving tax raise ups. Merry Christmas. You
Right.
know, the Treasury just went up a point 0.01. Okay, that means the money I already spent. Now you're gonna charge me more
Yep.
on the money that I already spent because I ain't using the credit card.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
getting rough
trying to
out here.
everybody trying to use a hustle for an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you money all day long, but at some point I'm gonna get that bag back.
That's the truth.
They
There.
think they slick. They
Yes, sir.
they slick. Why?
Mhm.
Because how you gonna charge me interest on something that I already been having for a year?
Please.
Now if I go and use that credit card, now you can charge me for what
Right.
I'm using now, but you going all the way back from the beginning.
Yeah, it's treacherous out here. So that's why I
Yeah.
say it's really important to, and I tell people, and I mean this, there is an invisible circle around me. And I call that my peace bubble. And I
Right.
don't let anybody try to pop it, put a ripple in and destroy. I mean, anybody is welcome to come near or close if you're operating in that same spirit.
Mhm.
But you really have to guard, your heart, your mind, your ears, because the world is radiating very low.
Right.
It is, it really really is. So you have to be on guard to block yourself. And it's so sad because I feel like that's why mental health is really a thing that needs to be addressed. People taking their own lives because they feel like it's just too much. you
Mhm.
you have to be on guard and try to find somebody or people or something that you can hold on to know that tomorrow's a new day.
Right.
Tomorrow is a new day. And so yeah, you have to be, and my favorite line is, I am going to be happy intentionally. you
Right.
know you can't just wake up and say, oh yeah, everything's going to be great. I'm making things great.
As they said, you can't be God given, no matter how you try.
Right.
Once God give you something, all He said, faith.
Yep.
Have faith of a mustard seed, and a mustard seed is so tiny.
So
I can
small.
let me see. I got something on my table that's small, like a mustard seed. I'm gonna pick it up. I don't have the actual mustard seed, but I can't even pick that up. That's how small.
Yeah, I was
That's
about
how
to say,
small.
yeah, you probably, you got to like tap like that, and whatever's on the finger,
Yeah,
that's it.
it's so small that all God is saying, all you have to do. This is how spirituality works. That's how small a mustard seed is. So tiny, and what you have to do every day. And most people don't get the bag or give up or don't get that job because the simple reason is they did not water it. And you say, well, how can I water something that I believe in? It's called prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Prayer, you have to water the mustard seed with faith. And
Yeah.
faith comes through praying 2 to 3 times a day. That don't matter if you Muslim, Christian, or whoever. God has already give you your instructions. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, Christians, pray 3 times a day. Hey, Muslims, pray 3 times a day. Hey, Jews, pray. Well, how many times do you want to do? I don't want to get into the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
am a Jew because that's who we are.
Right.
They don't want you to know. That's why they always do
Original.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
We are
whole
the
different
original Jews.
conversation.
Yeah. Because all you got to do is ask them one question.
And you know what I want to say in regards to prayer?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't have to be difficult. I think people may feel so intimidated, like, I don't know how to pray and I don't know what to say. Say what's in your heart. God
Thank you.
understands. He already knows you. If it's just, God, I don't know what to do, help lead my steps. You
Right.
know, or God, you know, show me the way. Or God, I'm lost right now. I need a hug. You know, that's prayer. That's so it's not something that you have to go through your scripture and, oh God, oh thou Lord, show me. You know, you don't have to do all of that. You know, he
Yeah.
knows you, he understands you, your tongue. Just be sincere with your heart and your mind, and
Right.
let him know what you need and how you feel. So
Yeah.
don't make it difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, bro, you ain't been talking to me. So now that you need me, you want me to just expedite everything that you want. Well, I'm not Santa Claus. That's the other guy. That's the other guy you go give your money to. But when it comes to me and my people, you like, yeah, no, not now. Not
Mm-hmm.
now. So that's why, I try to bring people on that's have that positive energy that, I don't know, I don't try to get into religion because religion and politics is two things that people don't want to
Yeah.
talk about. But the
Mm-hmm.
things that they don't want to talk about is the one thing that's keeping you in prison.
Right.
You have
Yeah.
to understand why politics is the way it is. You have to
Mm-hmm.
understand the way religion is. God said, I gave my only begotten son so that you and I would have everlasting life. That's the mission.
Yeah.
Everlasting life, meaning that our flesh at some point is going to wither and die away.
Exactly.
It goes back from which it came. That's why the undertaker put you in the ground. He don't sit you in a chair over here in the corner. Say, well, you'll be back. You'll be back in a
Yeah.
2 or 3 months. And all this technology coming along now, and they targeted our youth because as we get older, we are not in so much of the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Artificial intelligence, the metaverse. The metaverse is dealing with your subconscious.
Yeah, it's here. Yeah.
So if you get tripped up and they don't talk about the other thing, before you die, that's not with the people that own Metaverse or Facebook. There's other company, before you die, if you want, they can take your essence, which is your spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and put it on a chip, and then put it into a computer. You'll be a robot.
Mm-hmm.
So when people are overlooking all the things that's coming down the pipeline,
Right.
you better get ready because it,
Yeah.
it, it ain't no joke. And then when
It's
they come
here.
with all the
It's
things that they talk
happening.
about, yeah. So
Yeah,
we
I
have
say
to
people,
learn.
they sleeping because there's a lot of distraction, and I'm glad you brought that up because
Yeah,
there's a lot of distraction happening, and entertainment, celebrity drama. So while what's going on here, sipping, spilling tea, gossiping, and all of that.
yeah,
Meanwhile, they over here working, putting things in place, and it's going on right behind our backs and in front of our eyes.
yeah.
And if you're not conscious enough, even if you don't have a spiritual basing or religion, at least use
Mhm.
your eyes, your
Right.
common sense to see what's happening around us in our world,
Yeah.
so
As it's saying in the old school, the way we brought up, you watch as well as pray.
right.
We're not. A lot of people ain't watching.
No.
A lot of them ain't even praying. But when you ain't watching, they gonna get you. Just like
Yeah,
the governor is taking away, or if he already done signed it, taking away Martin Luther King's day.
I saw that.
But then you don't hear a lot of talk about it. Why not?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
Then they
where's
don't
the
want
out? That's what I was wondering too. Like, where's the outrage? Why aren't we at these council meetings too? Like, no, this is not right. If so, and that's why they can do things, because we're not standing up and fighting it. And
yeah,
I won't stay on that too long, but it dawned on me where the community that I live is a mixed community, and
Right.
there was a I guess a proposal for a gas station or a Sam's Club to be built in the neighborhood.
Right.
So they had signs all around, say no to this building, and meetings at the city council meetings and all of that. Next thing I know, it's a sign covering up that they won. You know what I'm saying? And I said, if our community would do the same thing and rally up and stand for something and show up in force, a lot of
Right.
things that are happening wouldn't be. But because they know we're not going to show up. They know
Right.
we're not going to make a big hoopla. We're not going to fight, but so loud. So they just sign it on and move it down the line because we on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's definitely, we can't get mad at the outcome when we didn't take any action to prevent
Yeah.
it.
No initiative at all, but complain, and then it's
Right.
too late. Because like I keep telling, because I've been, just I'm still recovering from COVID. Like I keep telling people, I ain't got no problem taking the shot. I went and got my booster and my third shot the other day, and because I ain't trying to go back in the hospital, and I don't go out too often around people and stuff. So with what it done to me is like, I'm just getting my strength back just to walk. So it ain't just, you got sick and okay, you can't eat. No, it's got like, oh, you can't, you got no muscles.
Yeah.
You was in the bed for 3.5 months.
Yeah, it took a lot of people down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we fail to realize, God has an army. It's the old gospel song, I'm a soldier in the army for the Lord. And I'll stand here until I die. So when we are giving up and hoping that the man gonna look out, the man don't look out for you. God's the one that's saying, look, are you listening, man? What I gotta do? I gotta make you stop to get your attention. Sometimes God let things happen to get your attention.
Right. Yeah.
And when we have young people and kids and stuff, and we be blessed to have our kids to grow up, be successful, go out in the world, but we want to sit on the sideline now and not try to help the next generation of people.
Right.
So that's
that was
why
the only way anything got done, like as far as civil rights, because the people made it happen. It wasn't just, oh, I think we need to help the African American community today. No, there had to be, like you said, an army making things happen. And our army now is so yeah.
Our army is fighting us. Man, they done got us. They done tricked us. They done got us.
Like I said, the few are coming together, and we're gonna we building back up. We building up. I do believe.
No question. 23
is coming back.
Yeah, 23 is moving in a direction where God is giving. He's giving the enemy his marching papers, and most of this stuff is happening because, see, to my philosophy, I can't tell people how to think, or my philosophy. See, we look at when they tell us stuff about the Bible, God punished us, not the white man. He said, I'm going to deliver you into the hands of your enemies because you disobeyed Moses.
Right.
That's where it all started at. When the Hebrews and the Israelites was in the wilderness and they disobeyed what God's command was.
Yeah.
That's when Moses came down and said, well, what are y'all doing? Wait, hey, y'all don't supposed to be doing that. You ain't listen to the man. And then somebody said, well, hey, he got us out here in the wilderness. We ain't got no food or no water.
Right.
We want to go back to the Pharaoh. We're not going to the promised land. So all these things that's in the book that we have to understand is, and I train my kids that you read the Bible. The Bible is a roadmap. You read the Bible for knowledge, but in return, you have to pray to God for wisdom. Once you read it, he's going to open up different things in your spirit, and it automatically is going to connect. You got to connect the dots.
Right.
If you're not connecting the dots, you're just going to be lost. So when God gives you something to do, and you're like, people like, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I wouldn't do that if I was you.
Well,
But you'll go do
this.
this.
You're not me.
Yeah. You'll go to the ABC store. Let's go get a bottle. What?
Yeah.
Let's go get a bag, roll a couple of joints. What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go because I used to work for $1 an hour when I was 18. In order for me to get
Mm-hmm.
$100 or anything, I had to work 100 hours.
Phew.
100 hours a week. And then the man would get mad because you can't be doing that because somebody find out I'll get in trouble. But I'm only working you only gonna give me 10 or 15 hours a week and I get $15. I went out on a truck one time because I used to
Yeah.
they call a heifer. I went out on this big long mail truck they bought. And we went all over the place. I wound up
Mm-hmm.
working 18 hours that day. So when I got back, because he would pay us at the end of the shift. So I had 18
Okay.
and a half hours. So one of the bosses paid me. He said, well, where did you go today? I said, we went to Oceana, Fort Monroe, Fort Story, and stops in Norfolk, Portsmouth, Newport News, Small. He said, okay, so you rode. So you rode almost I'm gonna count it as you rode for 3.5 hours. I'm not paying you to ride. What? So my
Wow.
$18 went to 15. Did you get lunch? I said, yeah, my mom made me lunch. So I'm not paying you to eat either. So that's another $1. So I wound up getting about $13 after being there 18 and a half hours. But I ain't complaining I got a job. But
Okay.
the thing is this. The Bible says you pay a man for his labor. So with you opening up your shop, people have to understand is the labor that you're putting in is trying to you're a fashion consultant, you're the buyer,
Mm-hmm.
you have to watch the overhead,
Yeah. Cleaning.
right, and making sure
Dry cleaning,
everything looks properly.
supplies.
Then you got to turn around and get on the internet or open up a pop-up shop and sell. So all that work you've done, I don't tell me anybody comes to you and say, can I get a discount? Please read the list. Please, hey, you need to put up a list. Say, please read the list of all the steps I took to get here. And I would love to give you a discount, but at this stage in time, until I get a bigger warehouse, I can't get no discounts. Please
Yeah.
forgive me.
And you know what is, and I'm so grateful. I really haven't had, because like I said, when people come to my shop, when they come,
Mhm.
they already, you're getting a deal anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they're already surprised that, oh, this is all that it is. So I really don't run into that much of a discount. And I have been so blessed. When people say when you start something, your friends and family are the first ones to not support you, or they're not there. That's not my case. My village is the bomb, and
Right.
I'm so grateful for that, because it makes a difference too when you are trying to build and you have support. That's a winning combination.
Yes.
So I mean, and when you don't have it, that's the case. A lot of people, you got to find it, because there are people out there that will support you, that will push you, that will encourage you. You just have to, like I said, put yourself in that place. But like I said, my friends, my family, they push me sometimes more than I want to even push myself. So, I'm grateful for that. But I really don't have that much, people trying to get over. And normally when I see somebody struggling, they want something, if it's in my heart to discount and bless, I do that. So, and
Right.
like I said, the way things come to me,
Mhm.
I don't have to hold tight.
Right.
I don't hold tight, because every time I turn around, somebody's sewing into me, and so I feel that's my duty to give back.
Yeah. That's the gift. That's the blessing, and that's
Yeah.
what, like, I try, even with what the things that I've done and accomplished throughout my life, it's hard. That's why it's hard for me. I don't ask people for money because I really don't like to. It makes me feel
Mm-hmm.
funny. But if
Yeah,
I'm
me
selling,
too.
if I'm selling something,
That's why I can never do collections, because I don't
right,
want them calling me. I'm not calling you asking when you gonna pay this bill.
right,
Even if it's not my money, I don't like
yeah,
asking people.
because out of all the work I've done, I gave more back than I probably received.
Yeah.
And then when I do use my talents to create stuff, there's always somebody trying to manipulate to use what I have
Yeah.
and to accomplish. Because every time I look on the internet or television, I'm like, okay, that's another one of my logos, slogans that I started 6 years ago. Now they're
Yeah.
using it. Now I got to go contact lawyers, pay them fees just to get people to stop, cease and cease letters. I got to pay a bag before I can even make it off what I'm already marketing.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
was going to release my coloring book. I held it off to next year, and just to get all the legal stuff in place. So, and like I keep trying to tell people, my coloring book that I've, done is I started back doing, before and most a lot of people in this area weren't, unless they was in college, weren't doing any type of comic books or black books. I
Sorry,
don't went,
my
I
phone's
don't,
about to die. I'm listening.
I went through the mud and I went through the fire because people be like, and especially when you're talking to white people that's in position of trying to facilitate it, they be like, well, we don't, one lady told me in one of the cities told me, say, there's no need for you can take your book to CTAC. Well, that's a black recreation center. I'm trying to
Hmm.
get it in the school system. You told me to take it.
Okay.
I already know I'm already at CTAC. What are you talking about?
Right.
But when it comes to black characters, that's why they don't want to teach history, because they get offensive when they see that we are doing positive things and we are not the one that's
Hmm.
in the news, you know.
Hmm.
And when it comes to doing positive things, it's a longer walk. But back in 1999, I started designing way before then in the 70s. But I started designing the comic books and stuff that I did in the 90s. And everything that's done today with gun violence, bullying, suicide, is what I
Hmm.
started. I started in the 80s talking about.
Wow.
I told them that it was coming because I've been on the internet ever since the 80s, or well, no, the 70s, late 70s, when Radio Shack had the little tam computer. So when we
Oh
look
yeah,
at
you
it,
a living legend. Anybody who know. If you know,
yeah,
you know. You a living legend.
well, I'm what I call myself is I'm just somebody that God has blessed to be able to be in the places before it
Hmm.
happens and still be there after it happens, so I
Right.
can say I told you so. We see these things coming, and I mean, I've been through a lot, but that's because that's what God when God picks you, it's
Yeah.
not going to be easy
Yeah. And
because the
I
enemy wants.
appreciate that wisdom. I think people talk about, oh, she old, she old. You need to hope you get old one
Thank
day.
you.
Like
Hey,
you need to be in the space of your elders and the ones who've been there and done that and drop them jewels on you. Like I love to anybody who can give me something of some substance and some knowledge,
right.
especially some experience that I can avoid maybe a trap or a downfall. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I need all of that. Yeah.
This is the
Everybody's not
point.
like that.
Yeah. You have to be able to sow into other people in order for your desires to work.
Right.
Because when you do something, somebody you like you said, I don't mind if a person can't, I will, at my discretion, I will, bless them. If I tell people how much money and stuff I went through the community and gave away, they think because I used to own or manage clubs, most of that money I gave away.
Mm-hmm.
So now as I'm getting older, and I'll be here till I'm 120. Now
Right,
I
right.
have to get that. I have to make a legacy for my grandkids and my kids,
Yeah.
because the sacrifice that I took from them is how I got to where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So even though that God blessed them to have their own careers, all my kids are grown, doing very successful. My youngest just went in the army, and he's and he just graduated from boot camp. Now he's in school, and then after he
Okay.
finished that, he'll figure out where he's going to go
Mm-hmm.
and stuff of that nature. But the thing is this: I do it because I'm trying to tell you, you're no different from me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Old Dominion. I've been to Tidewater Community. I've been to different New York, California, and study stuff for 3 or 4 days at a very expensive fees. But I did that so I can bring it back to the people that couldn't afford to go.
Right.
So if you're thinking it's about me, it's never been about me. It's been about passing it on,
Right.
because if I can do it as a person that was in a special education class, took out of the
Mm-hmm.
3rd grade, put in a special education class, and stayed there because they would never give me a test to get me out until I turned 18. Because after 18, you
Mm-hmm.
can't go to school in a special education class,
Right.
and they give you a certificate, special education class completed. And I ain't,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta keep telling people I don't worry about all these accolades and stuff. I got plenty and many. I've been in places that other people will maybe never go. I've met
Mm-hmm.
celebrities that people may not never ever meet. And I ain't just talking about going to a concert or going to an event. You know,
Right.
I know a lot of people, but I don't ask them for anything. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what God has blessed me to be there, and you know, to be able to say that, because it's important for people like you to be able to be in the spotlight, so people can, I got thousands of people on my pages. I'm in different groups that I send this out to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see me on the internet, I'm on the internet. They send you a thing. I'm on 18 or almost 80% of the week.
Oh wow.
80%. So you're not going to take the time and do what I do. And
Mm-hmm.
because I'm getting my strength back, watch when
Mm-hmm.
next month, when
I
23
know
come
that's
in here.
right.
Yeah, I'm way beyond what people think.
Yeah.
Do I have money? No, I just have the money that I work for that's called a pension. No, I don't even get my pension because they blocked me from getting that. I get my Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
But God makes that work, because
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
what you have to, what I do is let people know, because I don't want people thinking like, oh, he's just trying to get more money. No, the money I get, everything that you see that I do, I pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a paid streaming. The radio show is a paid radio.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Mm-hmm.
radio is the influence in our community that's causing our young people to think negative of themselves.
Yeah.
So we have to change that frequency.
Yeah.
This is a talk show to bring people like you in the community that's doing things, so that people can see your face, not just hear you.
Mm-hmm.
They can see
Right.
you and identify. Hey, I'm gonna help her. Let's go back and find out where her shop is. And again,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be on the Facebook. Where's that? I mean, what? How do they get there?
On Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, it's Plush Thriftique. I will be live there sometime today. I actually got to go to my suite and get my stuff together. I'm not sure exactly what time I'll be going on, but if you follow me on Instagram or
Mhm.
Facebook, I'll post when I'll be going live with my sale. And it's a community of resellers.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there's going to be quite a few of us on at that time. So it's a good opportunity to come on, because it's called a purge sale. So everything that we will be offering will be $25 and under. So this is a
Okay.
good opportunity if you do have, a smaller budget and want to find some nice things. Because yeah, like I said, I have the pieces, and these ladies, they have the pieces too. So yeah, if follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah,
Mhm.
Plush Thriftique, and then you can stay in the know, in the loop, and DM me. I'll be happy to work with anybody who, like I said, on the same type of energy or frequency, or even if you're not and you want to come up and you want to, feel a little better, give us a call or give me a call and we can work on that too. Because I don't want people to think that, because everybody's not at the same place.
Mhm.
And I like to meet people where they are. So, and I know there's been times when I've been in a dark space or, a dark place and didn't have,
Mhm.
and I don't want people to feel alienated because of that. So, but yeah, I'll be on Instagram hopefully within the next couple of hours, because it is a
Okay.
lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work. But yeah, just follow my pages to keep up. And I definitely will let you know when I have my grand opening for this storefront that I'm praying on and working for.
Okay.
So, you can definitely come out and announce it, and I'm looking forward to that too.
Okay, no doubt, no doubt. And that's the point. We have to continue to get information out that helps facilitate the things that we are trying to accomplish. And it's
Hmm.
for the good of the people, not just for
Right.
ourselves. It's for the good of the people.
Exactly.
Because if you were, then that will spark someone else to say, "Hey, I can do this with something I'm doing."
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
we have to be able to see a model.
Right.
If we see the model in action, then it will start us to say, wait a minute,
Hmm.
I got an idea to do this. I got an idea to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So we
examples
all
are
have
can
to,
be very inspirational. So yeah, if
yeah,
you see somebody doing it, you definitely use that as your inspiration. And I know most people, most now, not all, but some
mhm,
people like in business, if you have a question or you just don't know where to start, how to start, they'll guide you. And I know
right.
I will, because I don't know everything. I'm still learning. There's a lot that I need to learn, but anything that I know, I don't mind, passing on and blessing and helping somebody else who doesn't know. So
Okay. And you got about a minute, closing. Any other thing that you want to say before we close out the show?
I think as far as business, like I said, anybody out there, if you have something in your heart, follow it, do it, take that first step. Like I said, you never know where it's gonna end up. Stay encouraged, kick the negative the negative committee out of your head. Um, Surround yourself with people who are going to inspire you and push you. Anybody, if you tell somebody your vision, your dream, they say, "Oh, nah, girl, blah blah blah," then that's somebody who no longer deserves that information. Not saying that you don't need to be their friend or whatever, but don't keep putting your hopes and inspirations in the hands of those who are showing you that they can't handle it and don't understand.
Mhm.
So, I'm planning on, because I also host. I haven't done it in a while, but this is a new series I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
The Sisterhood Spotlight. So any other African American young women who has a business or is in entrepreneurship and want to get out there, I want to come visit them and go live and tell their stories and show their services. I've done one. I think I have a couple more I want to look into. And also, I'll be planning another sisterhood sit down, just a women's networking event where we can, come together, talk about real life stuff. And, I don't like judgment and all of that. So just a safe space for us to just be and have fun. Anybody who knows me knows I love to laugh. I love to have fun. So anything that I do is going to be incorporated in that. But I also, lead with love, and I want people to walk away with that feeling as well. So, yeah, just follow me. It's a lot of things coming. I went to a retreat a weekend, the last weekend in Maryland for the whole weekend, and it was awesome. And so I am refreshed in my
Oh,
purpose, and it's going down for next year.
all right, all right, all right. Want to thank you again
All
for
right.
coming on and tell your better half. I'll be checking with him later as well. Thank you so
Okay.
much for coming on the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show. And of course, this is being shared on most of my outlets, most of them, because there's a lot of them. So, but I try to keep it up in the 757. But thank you once again, and
Thank
hope
you.
hope to talk to you again before the holiday.
Yes, sir.
All
Everyone
right.
take care and happy holidays to you all.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right.
Well,
Bye bye.
bye-bye. There we go. We finish up another show. Remember to love yourself and put God first. Everything else will fall in place. Doesn't matter what others think about you. It's what you think about yourself. Until Monday on the Best of the 757 WVDM radio. I'll see you from 3 until 6 on frequency distribution. Until then, this is Captain 85 signing off. Bye-bye.